and this is the ETBU Coaches Show. Mark T. Robinson with head softball coach Janae Shirley, and got a lot to get to here today. But before we get into this week's matchup, recapping last week's matchup with UT Tyler, we had the Toby Awards last night, and so want to get your honest opinion on how you think everything went down with celebrating the accomplishments of the athletes and things like that.
Oh, I thought it was a great night, a fun event. Our girls enjoyed it. They always enjoy an opportunity to get dressed up and recognize their teammates and stuff like that. So I thought it went really well.
Absolutely. And you guys, of course, it's always a pleasure covering you guys and celebrating the accomplishments of these athletes. But you guys matched up with UT Tyler this past weekend for the final time of their D3 era. And I tell you, to say it was a great series would have been a severe understatement. It was epic. Went 10 innings in the second game. You guys were able to pull it out. But from your perspective, what did you see in that game? It was so intense and it was so back and forth. Just kind of talk about what you saw as a coach.
Well, I mean, it was definitely a positive weekend for me as a coach and for us as a team. You know, despite having gone 1-2 in the series, every single game, our team competed and battled, and it really showed us a lot about like how quickly this team has matured and the level that they're capable of playing on. So we definitely walked away from that excited and recharged and energized. You know, I think for us, we needed to play some tough competition, and that's. Every time we play them, it's a great opportunity to compete against one of the top teams in the country. And, our kids handled that challenge well. And, to face a team that has 9 seniors, a majority of who are starters, versus a team that's full of, freshmen and sophomores, it's pretty impressive to see what they did. And, to be in every single one of those games was awesome.
And I don't know for your career if you remember ever being a part of a game that went 10 innings. So just kind of talk about kind of the dynamic of that, the fact that you're expected to go 7, maybe 8 if it's a close game, battling throughout, but to go 10 innings and neither team really giving any room until that double scored Delgado, I believe. Just kind of talk about kind of the intensity of that particular element of the game.
Well, I mean, there's been a number of extra inning games that we've been a part of, but, that one was significant in the fact that, we look at it as our, offensive and defensive side of our pitchers. They're facing, one of the top lineups in the country, and to hold them in extra innings to what they held them to, and to be able to challenge our hitters. We had plenty of opportunities, I think, in the bottom of probably the 8th and 9th inning to win that game, and it was pretty exciting to see a freshman step up and get a hit that scored us a run and the opportunity to win that game. So that was awesome.
Absolutely, and you guys are headed into ASC tournament play where you will host, but before you do that, you have to go to McMurray for a 3-game series here this weekend. So just kind of talk to me about, if you can, about kind of the mindset of the team with this final regular season series. Are they just kind of looking forward to the playoffs starting, or is it going to be a little bit more challenging to kind of get ready for a final regular season series with the playoffs being so close?
Well, I mean, I think we still have the task at hand. We're still focused on one game at a time, and in the grand scheme of things, every game matters. Not just every series matters, but every single game matters. When it comes to playoffs and stuff, and so we really want to make sure that we approach each game the same way, and we don't get ahead of ourselves. Also, one of the big things that we've talked about all year is just playing. What we're capable of playing all the time, not playing to the different levels of competition. And, our kids did that, I feel like, against UT Tyler. And, we'll see if that changes, this weekend. And hopefully they'll do a good job of executing every part of the game.
Absolutely. And after having a fantastic weekend in the UT Tyler series and heading into now the ASC tournament, how, in what ways does that help prepare your team for the competition that you're going to face in the tournament, in regionals, and so forth, on and so forth?
Well, I mean, definitely Tyler gives an opportunity to hit really good pitching, and our kids responded really well to that. I mean, I think over the 3 games had 30-something hits, and that was pretty impressive for them. But just having quality at bats against good competition is like really what we've been aiming for all year, and our girls did a good job. We still had a couple of things that we needed to work on, a couple of situations where, you know, we had runners in scoring position and we maybe didn't move the ball or didn't do something like that. And so giving us an opportunity to improve on that this next weekend will be positive. But again, I think it definitely helped prepare us for that level of excitement, that level of pressure, and moving forward, I think we'll be a better team having been prepared like that.
Absolutely. And before we let you go here, there was a moment in the game where after you were honoring your seniors, you had Morgan Norris in the outfield. So just kind of talk to me about kind of that feeling, what the thought process was behind it, because that was something that I hadn't really seen before. And on Saturday, I think it was, on Friday rather, I think it was a very big moment. It said a lot about the program and what it represents. So in your own words, what were your thoughts about it?
Well, first of all, like, I appreciate UT Tyler being willing to allow us to do that. The coach was very kind in allowing us to, you know, just throw a pitch and, you know, take the time. It took her a little bit of time to get out there, but Morgan has been such a huge part of our program, and, you know, as devastating as her injury has been, you know, we want her to know how special she is to our program, and we want her to be able to have that one last opportunity on the field. And, you know, it was cool to be able to provide that for her, and I think for her, you know, being a senior, that will provide her a little bit of closure moving forward, but just a cool moment for all of our kids and for her to just step foot on the field one last time, you know, and it was pretty cool. So
absolutely, and we look forward to continuing to cover you guys as you battle with McMurray this weekend, and then head on to the ASC tournament. You can stay up to date with all things ETBU sports related at GoETBTigers.com, or if you're into social media, follow us at GoETBTigers. Once again, Mark T. Robinson, head coach Janae Shirley. We will see you guys again with another coach on the ETBU Coaches Show.